Have you ever asked yourself what you would do if, on an ordinary day, fate suddenly put you face to face with a life or death situation? Would you keep walking, pretending you didn't see, or would you risk everything to act? Tonight, I'll tell you a story that is not just about cats, not just about a woman, but about courage, desperation, and the invisible bond that connects every living being. It was late in the evening, the streets nearly empty, when a woman walked home after another exhausting day at work. Her path took her across a lonely bridge. The sound of her footsteps echoed against the cold metal railings, until suddenly, she froze. Something felt wrong. From the corner of her ear she heard it. A faint, broken cry, a sound so weak it could have been mistaken for the wind. But no, it was something else. Driven by instinct, she moved closer to the railing, and what she saw made her heart nearly stop. Tiny kittens, fragile and helpless, were tied with rough cords to the side of the bridge. Their bodies trembled, their little voices barely managing to meow for help. And right beside them, the most gut-wrenching sight of all, their mother, a desperate cat, clawing, biting, doing everything in her power to free her babies. She risked falling off the bridge herself, her body half over the edge, but nothing could stop her. Can you imagine her terror? The fear of losing her children and the pain of not being able to save them? Every second that passed was a cruel countdown. And here I ask you, what would you do in that moment? The woman's pulse raced. She knew there was no time to hesitate. Kneeling on the cold concrete, she reached out with trembling hands. The cords were soaked, slippery, and so tight that it felt almost impossible to untangle them. The kittens cried, some nearly silent, some thrashing in exhaustion. And every time she managed to loosen one knot, the mother cat cried louder, as if begging her to continue, as if whispering, "Don't stop now." This was no longer just a rescue. It was a battle against time, against cruelty, against fate itself. She freed the first kitten, weak, limp, but alive. Then the second, who fought to cling to her sleeve with tiny claws. Then another. Her heart was racing so fast that she thought it might explode. Each release was like saving a life, like giving breath back to a dying flame. Finally, the last knot loosened. And in that instant, the mother cat leapt forward, wrapping her body around her babies, licking them, curling them close to her chest, as if to shield them from every pain in the world. Her cries turned into purrs, trembling, almost sobbing sounds of relief, the woman's eyes filled with tears. She had witnessed something pure, something raw, something that shook her to the core. And at that moment she realized this was not just about saving kittens. It was about understanding the depth of a mother's love, whether human or animal, that unstoppable force that can break chains, defy danger, and fight against the impossible. But here's where the story takes a surprising turn. She couldn't just walk away. She couldn't leave them there, still vulnerable, still trembling from what had happened. So she carried the kittens in her arms, the mother cat following close, hesitant, but trusting. For the first time, she realized that trust is not given lightly by a mother protecting her children. It must be earned, and she had earned it. In the days that followed, something magical unfolded. The kittens grew stronger. Their tiny meows became playful chirps, and the once fearful mother cat began to look at the woman differently, not with suspicion, but with gratitude. Silent gratitude that radiated from her eyes every time she curled around her babies in safety. Think about this. How often do we walk past something that feels not our problem? How many times do we convince ourselves that someone else will handle it, that our small action won't matter? But if that woman had walked away that night, if she had ignored the faint cries, those kittens would not be alive today. So let me ask you, how many times in your life have you had the chance to be a hero without realizing it? How many moments passed you by where your decision could have changed a fate forever? This story is more than a rescue. It's a mirror, a reminder that every living being, human or animal, has the same heartbeat, the same desperate need for love, safety, and hope. And sometimes, all it takes is one person brave enough to stop, to listen, to act, and maybe, just maybe, One day you'll be that person. The one who changes everything, not just for an animal, but for another soul that desperately needs saving. Because at the end of the day, we're all searching for the same thing: a chance to survive, a chance to love, and a chance to be loved.